Okay, everyone. Now it's time to do our circle time. Do you remember what we talked about last time? We talked about a lot of things. We didn't even look at our book, but there were a lot of things to talk about, and there were a lot of things to learn. So, I want to make sure you got everything. So, we're just going to check, okay? So, we were at the ocean and we were looking around. And what's it say? Who owns the ocean? Remember? Nobody owns the ocean. What do people own? People own land. And we were talking about this man over here. He is a king, and there is his queen. He is a king. He is a king of a place called Denmark. And Denmark, well, you can see there's lots of islands and a little bit of land that sticks out like this. And it's got all these different colors. Remember when we were looking at our big map, there were all those colors on the countries, and each color was showing a country. But all of these colors show one country. So, do you remember what it was? Well, remember we said the king lives around here, but if someone comes and tries to take his land, it will take him a long time to get over here to stop that person, right? So, here's the king. He lives in this city. It's called Copenhagen. And Copenhagen's very pretty, isn't it? Do you know who else is from Copenhagen? The Little Mermaid is from Copenhagen. Bet you didn't know that. Well, here he lives in this castle. Very nice castle, isn't it? I wish I could live there. Maybe I will live there. Maybe I'll go and take it from him. Well, before I can go there, I have to go to the beach and take over this land first. So what does the king do? Well, maybe the beach is right here on this green piece of land. So he tells one of his friends or maybe someone in his family, I'll make you a castle here and you live here and take care of this land for me, right? So we talked about it in class. So for example, here are all these queens. Here's Kelsey and Eleanor and Claire and Chelsea, and they have all this land. But if someone like Kelsey tries to come into Eleanor's land, it would take her a long time to go from her castle to where Kelsey is coming from. So she puts someone here, like her brother. And her brother's job is to take care of this part of the land. Maybe she puts her cousin over here and her friend Stephanie over here. And do we see Claire's land? Claire's land is orange. And here's Claire's castle. But if Chelsea comes over this way, what's Claire going to do? Claire can't run all the way over here in time. So maybe she'll have her brother live in a castle over here to take care of this land too. And everyone makes different pieces of land for those people to help them take care of it. That's how kings and queens take care of their land. Now, the land that they give to these people and their family and their friends, well, they turn into provinces. Provinces are part of a country that have to follow what the king or the leader of that country says. Do we still have kings? Not anymore, but we'll talk more about that later. Right now, I want you to get your circle time book. Run, 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 go and get it, go and get it. Do you have it? Well, I'm sure you already had it because you're always ready for class, right? So here we go. We are going to page 24. Can you go to page 24? Are you there? Are you ready? Still looking, still looking. Oh, count. Bigger or smaller? Which way? Okay. Are we ready? Let's go. Well, our first word is pretty easy. It's the word, what is it? Railroad. Did you say railroad? And tell me, do you know what a railroad is? Yes, you do. Everyone knows what a railroad is. It's where cars go, because it's a road. Nope, not cars. A railroad, is it for boats? No, if we look at it, there's two pieces of metal and wood that goes between them. What goes on top of this road? Well, you know, it's a train. Trains go on top of this railroad. And can the train go any direction it wants? Nope, it can only go where the railroad is going. So that is the railroad. Now, we're not going to go this way. We're just going to go down over here to picture number 4. It's one of the easier ones. It says, can you read it? It says, well known. Well known. And well known means, well, the car is driving by some well known places. This green lady holding a big fire in her hand, it's a torch. She is called the Statue of Liberty. And, oh, over here, it's our favorite, it's the Eiffel Tower. And back here, you may have seen pictures of this before. It's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's a tower that they built a long time ago, but instead of standing straight up like most buildings do, it really does lean this way. Doesn't that sound scary? What if it falls on you? What if you're inside and it falls down? Ooh. And then this one, it looks like a broken building, and it is broken, but that's because it's very old. It's called the Colosseum. And it used to be a stadium a long, 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 long time ago, way before even, well, the King of Denmark. It's much older than Denmark. So this is the word well known. So what does this word mean? Well, the Statue of Liberty is well known. The Eiffel Tower is well known. The Leaning Tower of Pisa and the Colosseum are both well known. It means that many people know them. Well known. Known well. Everyone knows it, right? So, what is something that is well known in Korea? Did you say Mr. James? Well, Mr. James is well known to you, but not to everyone in Korea. If I was well known, everyone would know me. Do you know anyone who's well known in Korea? Well, I'm sure all of you know Hey Genie. And Hey Genie is well known. And Pororo. Pororo is well known. Let's see something else. So here's well known. And, what do we have here? Do you know what these places are? It's Lotte Tower and Namsan Tower and Gwanghwamun. These are all places that are well known in Korea. Well, they're well known in Seoul, to be more exact. And another word for well known is famous. Can you say famous? So can you tell me something that is well known in Korea? Something that's not here, like a well-known food or a well-known person. Now, our next word, well, we talked about it a little bit with the King of Denmark. It's this word up here. It's word number 2. It says ince, province. Can you say province? And did you know Korea has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 provinces. Korea has 8 provinces, and we live in this province over here. This province is called Gyeonggi-do. Gyeonggi-do. And Ansan, oops, I forgot to make this picture disappear first. It's right behind this picture. Ansan is right where my finger is right now. Can you see some of the other provinces? What are their names? They have names like Gangwon-do, Gyeongsangbuk-do, Gyeongsangnam-do, Jeollanam-do, Jeollabuk-do, Chungcheongnam-do, and Chungcheongbuk-do. And there's one more. Where is it? It's Jeju, Jeju-do. Do means province in Korean. Now, I told you we live in which one? That's right, Gyeonggi-do. It's right here on the top left part of Korea. And do you see this blue part here? Well, it's inside Gyeonggi-do, but is it part of Gyeonggi-do? Does it belong to Gyeonggi-do? No, it's Seoul. Seoul is a special city, so it gets to be its own place. But places like Ansan, and I think you know Suwon, that's where Everland is. Well, they belong to Gyeonggi-do. They are part of Gyeonggi-do. Now, what is this picture anyway? Let's take a look. This place is, do you know it? This place is called Daebu-do. Daebu-do is part of Ansan. It's a place inside Ansan. So if you think about it, did you ever go to Daebu-do? It's a little far away from here, right? But it's still Ansan. And Ansan is a city. Does this look like a city? No, it doesn't. So it's one part of Ansan, and Ansan is one part of Gyeonggi, and Gyeonggi is one part of Korea. So all these parts go inside of each other. Now, I want to look at one more province. Do you know this province? It's called Gangwon-do. Gangwon-do. Now, Gangwon province is on the opposite coast from Ansan. Do you see? Here is Ansan. Ansan is on the coast on this side. Gangwon is on the coast on the other side. And I'm going to tell you something. Well, a well-known place in Gangwon-do, is Sokcho. Sokcho. And, well, before I do that, what are these? Don't they look delicious? They're potatoes. And Gangwon-do is well known for potatoes. And do you see this? It says Chuncheon. What do you think this little circle means? It's a city. Now, this circle shows us where Chuncheon is. And its name is here because it is the most important city in Gangwon. It's called the capital. All the people who work to make Gangwon-do work properly, so all the roads are working and all the schools are working, all the police are doing their job, well, they work here in this city called Chuncheon. It's the capital city of Gangwon. Just like Seoul is the capital city of Korea. So making everything work in Korea, they do it in Seoul. Making everything work in Gangwon-do, they do it in Chuncheon. Now, here's this other city I was telling you about. It's called Sokcho. Have you ever been to Sokcho? I think maybe some of you have. I know I've been there a lot of times. Well, in Sokcho, Sokcho is well known for many things. One of the things it's very well known for is its beaches. Sokcho is a very popular place for people to go in summer when it's very hot so they can swim in the sea. And you see everyone, you can see the coast going all the way along, and there's a sandy beach all along the coast until it gets here and there's trees. Now, is this all Sokcho is well known for? Well, if there's the sea, what else will be famous, do you think? What else is well known? Well, before we get there, it's this place. If you look all the way back here, well, there's some pretty big mountains. This is called Sorak Mountain. Sorak Mountain is well known in Sokcho. So many people go to Sokcho to visit the beach and to go on Sorak Mountain. And on their way, and when they're there, a lot of times they'll eat potatoes because they're well known in Gangwon. And there's one more thing Sokcho is very well known for. Do you know what it is? Well, not just this, but lots of things like it. What is it? It's squid. Squid is really well known in Sokcho. So, the province of Gangwon has lots of many well-known things, right? Now, we are going to go back here, and our next word is state. State. Now, well, I just told you that Korea has 8 provinces, and those provinces, well, there's people to make each province work properly, right? So the provinces have to follow what the country tells them to do. So if we just go back here for a second, we see Seoul is the capital of all of the country. So everyone in the whole country has to follow what they tell them to do in Seoul. But do they go and tell everyone what to do? Nope. The people in Seoul tell the people in Chuncheon, and the people in Chuncheon tell the people in each of the towns and the cities. Same here in Chuncheonbuk-do. They don't tell everyone in the province, they tell the people in Cheongju. That's the capital of Chuncheonbuk-do. And then they tell everyone in their province what the rules are. So that's how a country can work. Well, in America, they don't have provinces, they have states. And states and provinces, they work a little bit differently, but it's another way you can make different groups inside a country. So, in America, does it look like they have only 8 states? Nope, they have 50 states. That's a lot, isn't it? We're going to talk more about states when you get a little bit older, I think. Now, our next word is, what is that word? Ist. Ist. Dist. Richt. District. It's a district. And we see it in a map. And the map's all being cut into strange pieces. Well, maybe it's a province, or maybe it's a country that's cut into provinces. Wow. This word district can mean a state. It can mean a province. It could even mean part of a city. So a district is any place that people have decided, well, this is a special area. So let's take a look at our map. Map. There we go. Here's our map. And we see Korea all the way down here. So we're going to go closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And do you recognize any of these places? So here is Seoul. Remember, Seoul is the capital city of Korea. And here is, what does it say? Gyeonggi. Here's Gyeonggi-do, Gyeonggi province. And in Gyeonggi province, well, where are we? Well, we saw this one, Suwon. So were we closer to the ocean or further from the ocean? We were actually a little bit closer. Closer, closer, closer. Oh, and what does it say? Here is Ansan. Ansan is right here. Now, if we go really close to Ansan, does any of this look familiar to you? It looks like a bunch of lines on a map, right? Well, if we go closer, 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 closer. Ooh, what's this green space? It's a park. And it says right here, Ansan Lake Park. Hey, I think that's close to my house. I think a lot of you might say this place is very close to your house. So here's Ansan Lake Park. And, oh, wait a minute. I go past Ansan Lake Park when I go to Rise. Oh, wait a second. Here's a road. It goes up here. And, let's see. Doing. Oh, he didn't want to go. Doing. There we go. It's so dark. Someone took this picture at night. Do you see? We know this building. It's the library right across from the Rise building. There we are. We're all the way over here. So here is our neighborhood. Now, here is the Rise neighborhood. And here is your neighborhood. But is it just one neighborhood in Ansan? There's different neighborhoods. So, do you see where it says Dong, 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 Dong? Those are all different neighborhoods, or we could call them districts. Now, if we go back to this picture, where we can see real pictures of the earth, this place is called Wonshi-dong. This place is called Seongok-dong. This place is called Jeongwang-dong. But if we look at them, do they look very different? Well, let's take a look. There are all these blue colored squares and rectangles. What do you think is here? Does it look like people live here? Can we go closer? Let's take a look. Here we are over here. Ooh, what's going on here? Do people live here? I don't think so. They work here. And let's try another place. How about over here? Again, no houses, just places for people to work. Oh, and we said there was one other place, so that was Seongok-dong. Before we saw Jeongwang-dong, let's try looking in Mongdae-dong. Let's try. Here we go. Plop. there's some places to work and more places to work. If we go down the street this way, there's even more places to work. But I don't see any places to live. And all these places where they're working, do they look like offices? I think they look like factories. So this whole area, this whole place, even though it's more than one neighborhood, we can say it's a district. It's a district where people work in factories. It's a factory district. And over here, where we live, where many people live in different apartments and houses, maybe that's a housing district. It's an area, even though, called a district, even though there's many different names, Chojidong, Hosudong, Sadong, and Idong. These are all different neighborhood names, but they're all in this district where people live. Then there's a space, and there's another area where it looks like, yeah, more people live. So here's another district. So that's how districts work. Now, we're gonna go back and we're going to look at this last picture. This one says, serve. Can you say serve? Serve. What does serve mean? Well, usually, oops. Ooh, we're gonna go fast. Goodbye, Kangwon. If we say serve, we think of this man or someone like him. He's a waiter and he's working at a restaurant, and his job is to serve food to the people. What's he doing? He's doing work for them. Instead of them going to make their food or get their food, he's bringing their food to them. He's serving them. So when you serve someone, it means you do work for them. But here we have a map. How does the map serve? Well, it's not the map. It's this line. This line shows a railroad. And this railroad goes from here, this is a state called Texas, all the way through here, all the way up to this state over here, and that's called New York. And if we see that picture, do you think it just keeps going and never stops? Nope, it probably stops here or there or some of the bigger cities on the way. And we say that this railroad serves all of these places because all of the people who live there can use this railroad and make it work for them. So the railroad serves them. Now, another way, remember, to talk about serve is just kind of like the waiter, but a little bit different because here is Queen Claire and here is her province of Leoland. And the people in Leoland, well, they need to listen to Mr. Leo. But who does Mr. Leo need to listen to? He needs to listen to Queen Claire. So he needs to serve the Queen. Just like here in Chelsea Land. Chelsea gave some land to her little sister. So her little sister can do whatever she likes. Well, maybe when she's inside here. But if Chelsea says, now you got to listen to me, what does her little sister need to do? She needs to listen. She needs to serve Chelsea. It doesn't mean just bring her food. If Chelsea says, well, I want you to catch more fish, well then her little sister has to go catch more fish. That's what it means to serve. It means to work for someone else. Now, those are all our words. In our next video, we're going to do our exercises. So I'll see you there. Bye-bye.